Former rebel leader Michel Djotodia has been sworn in as president of the Central African Republic 5 months after seizing power in the violence-racked country. Djotodia saw the oath of office on the transition charter, which was substituted for the constitution since the removal of President Francois Bozize, who had come to power on the back of military coup in 2003. A group of Bozize supporters calling themselves the Front of the Return of Constitutional Order in Central Africa dismissed the inauguration as a masquerade. They said this swearing-in is illegitimate because Djotodia owes his position only to the force of Kalashnikovs and foreign mercenaries. Djotodia has, however, vowed to combat insecurity in an address marking the nation's 53rd anniversary of independence from France last Tuesday. Militants have attacked 2 police minibuses with rocket-propelled grenades in the Sinai Peninsula, killing about 2 dozen policemen. The ambush was carried out in the early hours Monday near the border town of Rafah. At least 3 policemen were wounded in the incident. There has been yet no claim of responsibility for the attack so far. In response, Egypt closed the Rafah border crossing with the Gaza Strip after the deadly attack in Sinai. The Sinai Peninsula has been witnessing a surge in deadly violence since the ouster of President Mohamed Morsi by the army on July 3rd. A date has been set for the trial of South African athlete Oscar Pistorius for the planned murder of his girlfriend River Steenkamp at a hearing at Pretoria's Magistrate Court. According to the prosecutor in the case, the 3rd to the 20th of March had been mutually agreed for the trial. The prosecution handed a copy of the indictment to Pistorius. Pistorius, however, denies murdering Steenkamp, saying he shot his girlfriend through the bathroom door of his house after mistaking her for a burglar. Pistorius was granted bail in February, paying a sum of 1 million rands, and has since resumed some low-key training. The accused was also indicted on a charge of illegal possession of ammunition. The double amputee won gold at the London 2012 Paralympic Games and also competed at the Olympics. His arrest in February stunned many South Africans who saw him as a national sporting hero after his long legal battle to be able to take part in the Olympics. State prosecutors are arguing that the killing was premeditated, a charge which carries a sentence of life imprisonment. The prosecution handed over details of his case against Pistorius at Monday's hearing, including a witness list and forensic reports. According to reports, much depends on ballistic evidence from the bathroom where Steenkamp was shot. The South African police, on its part, is hopeful that justice will prevail. The 15-nation regional organization says that Zimbabwe has suffered enough and that Mugabe's victory was fair. South African leaders have called on Western nations to lift sanctions against Zimbabwe, saying they are satisfied that the elections kept Mugabe in power were free and peaceful. Mugabe won the July 31st elections according to Zimbabwe's Electoral Commission, but opposition Morgan Tsvangirai has alleged widespread rigging in the poll. Western nations prevented by Mugabe to send observers have however condemned the vote for irregularities in voters' lists and in election procedures. Britain, the United States and the European Union have imposed sanctions that involve business, banking and travel bans against Mugabe and senior ZANU-PF leaders for human rights violation and suspected vote rigging of recent and previous elections. By backing the result, the SADC, which helped broker a power-sharing deal after disputed elections in 2008, clears the way for 89-year-old Mugabe to be sworn in as early as this week for a fresh 5-year term. More than 20,000 people have been evacuated from flood-stricken areas in Russia's Far East, where the Amur River has burst its banks after heavy rains. The army and emergency workers have set up 166 temporary shelters across 3 regions, providing drinking water, hot food and medical supplies. But reports say that many people do not want to be evacuated. Both the Amur River and a major tributary have flooded huge areas in what is said to be the region's worst flooding for over 120 years. The damage so far has been estimated at about $91 million. Soldiers have been deployed to guard abandoned homes to prevent looting. The deluge has also caused widespread flooding in neighboring provinces of China, prompting mass evacuations.